Okay, we're going to ask Bill 3 questions about the upcoming Building Donor Relations seminar. Bill, why is this important today?
Well, Jeff, one of the biggest reasons why this is important at this point in time for fundraisers is that it's become such a competitive environment out there to raise funds. And a lot of that's due to the economy. People have less wherewithal in many cases to share philanthropically, and many organizations have lost other sources of funding, so private donation becomes even more critical and more important. This leads to a lot of people out there chasing the same donors to try and get money. So it's really tough right now, and you need to find a way to distinguish yourself from the rest of the group.
Okay. What is learned in the program?
Well, we help fundraisers distinguish themselves from the others by teaching them strong interpersonal influence skills that they can use to gain the commitment of donors, but in addition, build a sustainable donor relationship that over time they'll be able to come back to this donor in the future and perhaps eventually even move them to being a major donor. So we teach them the skills to build that relationship by focusing on personal needs. We teach them a system for understanding what's personally important to that donor. Why do they want to give? And in what way do they want to give? And this is different from just their philanthropic interests. So we really want to take that as far as we can. In addition, we teach them how to manage resistance. That's a natural part of fundraising. We ask them to bring in some of their most common or most difficult objections and concerns that they hear from prospective donors. Then during the program, we teach them a process for how to handle those sources of resistance that many times can actually work to their advantage. But certainly they don't have the same impact as showstoppers that they might have before.
Okay, and how is it learned?
Our bias at Psychological Associates is to make certain that people not only know what to do to be more effective, but also how to do it. For this reason, Jeff, over half of the time in the program is spent on pretty intensive practice and feedback. Practice, critique, and then feedback in a small team environment. We use teams of 3 or 4 for practice, and each person brings in 2 real-life situations with donors or prospects that they have on their plate currently or coming up. They build those cases, and using a structured format for having effective donor interactions, they practice these, get very targeted critique and feedback in their small team, and then they leave the program with immediate application targets for the use of their new skills.